This is Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. Yoo-hoo!
Hello once again, everybody, and welcome inside the Country Roads Rankings, brought to you by Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community, the all-time sponsor of One Country Roads Rankings. I am Travis, Big League, K-Mac, Kmart, Big Mart, Big Mac, you name it, that's my name, just thanks to everybody that keeps giving me nicknames. But anyway, I'm Travis Berardi here with your top 10 boys high school, small school, basketball schools. I said schools a lot, but that's all right. Here in North Central Ohio, the top 10 D3 and D4 squads. And before we get into it, as always, there are a couple teams just right on the outside looking in. And this week, that team is the Centerburg Trojans. They had two big games last week. They lost them both to Fredericktown and the Northmore. But even there, at 7-6, they have a chance of winning the conference if they can win out in conference play and help out Northmore along the way. But let's get right into our top 10 teams. And at number 10, it is the Mansfield Christian Flames. They were in at number 7 last week, but they dropped two straight, the two tough teams. Despite that, and also we're going to use a lot of Martin RPI. Thank you to Martin RPI for putting these rankings out that uses, strength of schedule and strength of teams that you beat, their schedule, all that stuff, but they put it in, and it's a good determination on who are the better teams here in the area. But Martin RPI, they have them as the number 4 team in the D4 Willard District, and they are the number 11 overall team in Region 13, so that's why, even though despite losing 2, they stay right at number 10, just on the inside of my rankings this week. At number 9, the Golden Knights of Northmore, with the biggest win in the tenure of Blade Tackett, knocking off Centerburg to get back into the KMAC race. They are at 7-5. They are 3rd overall in the Division 4 Central District, and that's broken up into 2 separate districts. So they're sitting pretty right now with that win over Centerburg, and they're the 14th overall team in Regions 15/16 because of the 2 districts. But out of all those teams, they are the 14th overall team right now. So at number 9, Northmore, still with a chance of getting a really high seed, putting themselves in position to maybe run for their first ever district championship, but also in position to maybe sneak in to get a KMAC championship. And one of those other teams that are fighting for that, the leaders in the KMAC right now at number 8, the Fredericktown Freddies, 8-5. They won both of their games last week, including the big win in Freddyburg at Centerburg, where they held off the Trojans' late push, and then running through Cardington a couple nights ago. They are 11th in the Division 3 Central District, and that is a really tough district. Also 29th overall in Regions 11 and 12, whichever place they put themselves in. At number 7, the Winford Royals, winning 2 straight last week. They are now at 8-3 in that tough Northern 10 Conference. Number 6th in the D3 Norwalk District, and you're thinking, man, 6th in that district? It is another one of those tough districts, and you'll see maybe a couple more teams in there that are ranked ahead of them. But not only that, they're 28th in Region 10. At number 6, the Lucas Cubs. They won their lone game last week against Crestline. They are 8-2, the number 2 overall team, according to Martin RPI, in the Division 4 Willard District. They're 9th, the 9th rated team in all of Region 13. And the team that's right ahead of them in the Willard District right now in those rankings, the Colonel Crawford Eagles, sitting in at number 5. They won their lone game last week. They are 8-3 overall, the top team in that Willard District, and number 7 overall in Region number 13. That includes teams like Richmond Heights and the other squads in that district that they would have to play if they won a district championship. The Colonel Crawford Eagles in at number 5. At number 4, the Seneca East Tigers. They went 2-1 last week. They are 9-4 overall. They are the number 3 team in that D4 stacked Willard District, and they are number 10 in Region 13. And the rest of these teams are going to be in the top 10 in their region, not only in their district, but the rest of these teams in my rankings in the top 10 in their regions, which is pretty darn good. And another one of those teams at number 3, they dropped from number 1 with a loss to Mohawk. That's Cary. Their first loss of the season. They are 8-1. They're the 3rd team in that D3 Lima District, but the top team, it's a tough one, Ottawa Glandorf. They are in a stacked District over in Lima. They're the number 6 overall team in region number 10. At number 2, those Mohawk Warriors winning 2 straight last week. They are 10-2 overall, and they knocked off Cary, gave them their first loss. They are the number 1 team in the Division 4 Wapak District, and they're the 5th overall team right now, according to Martin RPI, in region 14. And that leads me to the number 1 squad, those Crestview Cougars, making history, 11-0. They won their only game last week. They are 2nd in that D3 Norwalk District. They are the number 9 overall team in Region 10. And if you're looking to tune in tonight, game has been canceled against St. Paul due to a leak in their gym with all the rain, so that game will be postponed. But we will get you that game against St. Paul whenever it is rescheduled. But the Crestview Cougars, the lone undefeated team left here in North Central Ohio, they are my number 1 team this week in the Country Roads rankings. But that will wrap it up for this. Hopefully, I'll be in on the Joe Show on Wednesday, showing him my top 5 out of this and the girls' side of things. Let him break down my top 5 rankings out of this and see if he needs if anything gets changed or if he likes it just the same. And also for you folks, comment in the section below. Let me know who your top 10 is, if I need to add anybody, if I need to think about anybody, or if I should move some teams around. But that'll wrap it up for this week number 2 of my boys' high school country roads rankings for teams in Divisions 3 and 4, brought to you by Knox Community Hospital, in the community for the community. I'm Travis K-Mac Travis Berardi, signing off. I'll see you on a live stream near you.